So I hope that I will come to open to here. Okay, so primers. Before I start my presentation, because this is my first time to be in a store, and I just bring a little gift, which is my colleagues from Korea tell us this is very famous small kind of candy. So we have a small quiz event in our Kappa Talk group, and we will try to give this gift to some people who answer the questions. And of course, like all the answers are just like in our PPT presentation. I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you. So, sorry. So primers. What's primers? Our slogan or vision is restoring health to the internet. This is something that we are trying to work on internet. This is something that we are trying to work on for our project. But today, I will not using too much technical explanation for our project. So I would like to start with sorry. Okay, so this is our Kappa group. I think we also have the QR code there. Or you can searching for the primers on the Kappa Talk Plus Friends. You can easily find us here. And our quiz event will start from after 5 minutes after my presentation. So join us in the Kappa Talk. Thanks. Okay, so before I start to introduce primers, I would like to see anyone here know this person? Welcome. This person is Tim Berners-Lee, who is the founder of the World Wide Web, which he created in 1989. And when he created the internet, he was just want to try to find a way to sharing the information and also the ideas with all of the world of the people, the scientist people. But then, after 30 years later, I think we all know internet already be a very important part in our life. But meanwhile, with the benefits from the internet, they also accuse a lot of problems currently we solve. So, what's the problem currently solving? We are trying to face it. I just try to make some quick example, or just like let us try to understand how primers to solve this problem. We see a lot of problems. First, like fake news. Currently, because over the 30 years development, the content is already in the age that a lot of information overloaded in the current internet. So I think globally we're facing the fake news a lot. And of course, we also annoyed, distracted by this fake news. This is an example that we see is from the co-founder of the Ethereum, Vitalik's example. In last year, they have a news spreading on the internet very fast. It means like Vitalik was died after a car crash. So after this news spreading, suddenly the ETH price dropped dramatically. And at that time, the second day, Vitalik need to use the blockchain and to show him, hey, I'm alive. And after that, we can see the price just trying to go went up again. But still, they have lost for some investors. So, okay, so we can see next picture to show you, hey, we have something like this. I just do believe it. For example, when we see the news, we have a tag here. It was showing, hey, this author, he just published 3 posts in the last maybe 1 year. And meanwhile, he will show you. You can see that this author, they have 2,005 people. They explain that, hey, this is fake news, and they try to mark this. And meanwhile, it will also show you this picture which you see in this news actually is worse the picture that maybe is on the internet 1 year ago. So all this information, I think when we see this news, we don't need to explain, but definitely this is fake news, right? So, okay, sorry. So with information, you see that when we see the author's credit, the pictures, the market time. So what's that information? We call that information is the metadata. So what's metadata? Is the thing metadata is the information, described information. So that means like, for example, we can see metadata, it will be included, it's now the author's name, publishing timing, and also they will be try to give their credit of the authors, and also all the reproductions, and also the author's license. All this information we call is metadata. And metadata, they have three features. Metadata we try to build is, this metadata, you can be trusted. So why you can be trusted? Because we generate all the metadata information to generate a global unique identity fingerprint. We call DNA. With this DNA, you can just like record on a blockchain, which we all know that blockchain is just a machine. The information you recorded, it can now be changed, and it's immutable, and it can always be. So that's why the metadata, you can believe once you record it, it will be trustworthy. And meanwhile, for the metadata, we not only just like trying to save the simple information, but meanwhile we will chase like all the kind of like author credits. Once you try to comment all the authors, all these things will be also generated into the metadata. So we can check in all the history, even the people when they try to change the information, but they still can find all the history because it chased them. So this is some metadata information. When I try to just explain to the metadata information how important, I would like to use an example. It's like our ID card. Because last time when I was I think it's in Australia, I attended a meeting which is from the Robert Camp. He's working on a project which is similar, like trying to save all the metadata into blockchain. It's not into blockchain, but they try to save in some kind of internet. But what we do is we save this on the blockchain. And why I say important? Let's just imagine what's your ID card. When we have an ID card, it's very simple. You have your name and you have your address, of course your birth. But this information, all it will be try to create like an ID number. But behind the ID number is all about credibility system, which government they try to build up. They will impact all your life. It's the matters like payment and your credibility, and also all your shopping history and everything. This is will be showing, hey, how is this person? If this person is real and trustable. So that's the ID credit system which governed by government. But what we are doing for this DTCP we call decentralized trusted content protocol is we try to give every information an ID, we call the DNA. With this DNA, the metadata information saved after the blockchain, behind that, we're trying to give every DNA a link together and build up this information. We call this the information credibility system. So try to see how we strongly connect to the internet. We call ourselves as a layer between the internet and the application, because we want to be the infrastructure of the internet. So let's see how is the currently worldwide web situation. As we know, all the information carried on the website we see is just by the URL. And with this URL, they have some features like this URL information, they only can served by the hypertext. And hypertext later, and you only can see all this information is, we call this a single source, which means that only the creators, they can create this URL. But with the DTCP, which we try to do is, first, we try to replace the URL to use the DNA. That means you can just have all the information, like the author, create time, all the list source, metadata information on the internet. Meanwhile, we try to do this like the dual source and linked information, because currently the URL only can create by editor. But for us, if we do it on the DTCP, means everyone, you can try to add the metadata information or add the comments, situation information all on this ELA. And meanwhile, all the information here, you cannot tamper with. So this can be, we see is the upgrade of the internet. So try to make the old internet will be more trustworthy and have more credibility. So this is something we call DTCP. And besides the DTCP, I explained how it will impact on the